dearly beloved.
I have been given the most wonderful assignment to write a story, but a fairy tale about the love of these two exquisite humans. So, if you would like for me to read you the story, the fairy tale about Jamie and Charles, please say, I do.
I do!
Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom by the sea, there was a beautiful little mermaid. And due to a magic spell, the little mermaid found her legs, and she walked upon the earth searching for her prince. Jamie, as they called her, was beloved to all her friends who dwelled under the sea, and to her human friends, Tracy and Sherry, who themselves possessed magical powers such as loyalty, honesty, appreciation of frivolity, and love. In the time of her walking among humans, Jamie began to imagine her prince. She knew that it was her destiny to live on the sea with a magical being, perfect in every way. What would he be like? What would he look like? She imagined his caress. His beauty, his intelligence, kindness, humor, and generosity were very clear in her mind. The most important thing he must possess was the ability to love her for who she was. For she was, after all, a mystical sea creature that walked on the land. She knew he would respect her and that they would travel the world on their beloved sea. The clearer she was about her beautiful prince, the more magically she herself became all the exquisite qualities that she loved. They already matched. Jamie held this prince in her heart, knowing someday their eyes would meet and the real adventure would begin. How could she have known that her prince was so nearby, that their wildest dreams met in the ocean breeze that cast a spell on them above the beloved sea and in their hearts? The prince she dreamed of was dreaming of her. Now, this is a tale of love and magic, and of course, but it's also a fable that reminds us to be careful what we dream for, because dreams do come true. And so it was, according to Jamie, on Friday night, November 6, 2015. Or to the prince's recollection, it might have been October 30th, that magic spell began to weave a golden thread of destiny. The prince, who had his own floating castle on the sea, as Jamie did, had a productive life in the real world, but could hardly have sensed the magic that was drawing him toward his destiny. That night, either November 6th or October 30th, we're not certain, the prince, whom we shall call Charles, traveled to Margarita Villa in the land of He held court among the peasants, enjoyed libations at the drinking station with his loyal subjects, Brian and Kirsten. Under the same spell, Jamie felt the strong pull of the magic thread and found herself at the very same drinking establishment where she met her handmaidens, Tracy and Sherry. The atmosphere in Margarita Villa was the usual noisy chatter of cheerful peasants, local royalty, and a bounty of colorful pirates. The drinking stations, which the peasants called the bar, was full to capacity as libations were consumed. It was dizzying, and yet amidst all the local hum and bustle, the prince and the little mermaid's eyes met. Time stopped briefly as destiny and dreams joined in the ethers to make a covenant right then and there. That love that was always there between the two, between the prince and the mermaid, was now made manifest in the real world. Prince Charles summoned the barkeep, Sean, to inquire about the luminous vision at the end of the bar. Okay, and I've lost my place because you were so darn luminous. Sean, in his barkeep wisdom, which only the best of barkeeps possess, suggested a Jack Daniel's honey whiskey.
Whoa.
The broom was bestowed upon the little mermaid, and the threads of the spell were then mixed with divine spirits. Well, whiskey can be divine. Jamie tried to see past the peasants if her prince had a ring that would eliminate him as a prospect. Such rings denoted matrimonial covenants rarely broken, although she herself had knowledge of the powerful spell rings could cast. She wished there would be no ring of matrimony on his left hand. As the loyal subjects decided to move on to other drinking establishments, Jamie saw her opportunity to politely introduce herself to the handsome prince. Her mind was full of wonder. She wondered, would he possess intelligence, kindness, humor, and generosity as she had dreamed? She wondered, would he express the ability to love her for who she was? For she was, after all, a mystical sea creature that walked on the land. Would he respect her, and would they eventually travel the world on their beloved sea? All this wafted through her mind as she wound her way to him. Hi, I'm Janie. She managed to chime. I'm Prince Charles. Something like that. He warmly poured out the words like honey whiskey. And in an instant, the spell and the covenant and the love were sealed. They may have moved to the land of the Greek. They may have walked to her floating kingdom so she could walk her little dog, canine Coco. They may have kissed. They may have chatted. But to be certain, they were enchanted. The next morning, although the world by the sea was bright and the same as it always had been, there was magic at work. Every fairy tale must stand the test of light, the light of day. We could all write books on that one. The next fairy tale will be the morning after. It is widely accepted that magic spells weave their connecting threads deliciously where the moon is high. But did you know that the sun gives them potency, gives them life? It is in the sunlight that true love is revealed in living color. And so it was with the little princess and her prince. The enchanted couple took to the water immediately as they held hands between their two kayaks and began kissing, boat to boat. A ritual which they practice to this day. Sometimes they don't use kayaks. There was no longer honey whiskey in their kisses. There was love. Humans might say that this and ensuing kissing connections made the two an item. But in the magic world, we know that the enchanted couple were inexorably being drawn toward this sacred day. Today, the vowing of their commitment and their love. Now, the prince was a man of many interests. Princesses, damsels, dancers, oh my.
Dancers.
He had intended to know them all, as only a prince can. Because after all, he's charming. But on one day of certainty, he invited his princess to the sea, Jamie, princess of the sea, Jamie, to his floating castle. He shared with her that his plans of dating those delightful princesses, damsels, and dancers, oh my, were dashed the minute he met her. I think I'm falling in love with you, Jamie. He once again poured out the words like honey whiskey. Yay, squealed Jamie. I hope so, because I'm feeling the same way too, and the spell had taken hold. For a year they relished in their good fortune as one day flowed like the sea, divinely into the other. Even at his corporate Christmas party, they were referred to as Prince and Princess in Waiting. Oh, wait a minute. You humans call that boyfriend and girlfriend. I told you the power of the sun that gives magic its potency. Well, the sun also reveals a certain level of reality. What a concept. It was this necessity of daily life that brought the spellbound couple into a challenge that most mortals can rarely champion: cohabiting. But with his castle, which he called Respite, in dry dock, and her so conveniently just floating right there, they began to share her castle, which she had named It's My Story. Even when Respite was ready to take to the sea again, they chose to cohabit.
I just didn't move out.
Pretty much. And her little castle, It's My Story, became their story. The kind of story that fairy tales are made of. Oh, but the threads of the spell tightened even stronger as the little mermaid, who grew legs and walked upon the land, felt in her wisdom the need to dwell upon the earth. The enchanted couple decided to share a cozy castle together on land. And Jamie, the sea creature who walked upon the land, by now realized the magic was afoot, pun intended. The magic was strong, and soon she became aware of a house that she just knew was the one for royalty such as they. Sight unseen, she felt guided, yes, spellbound, to rent the house. Prince Charles agreed on her choice, and now there was a new kingdom in our midst, the kingdom of love. In a fairy tale whose greatest theme is one of destiny, there must be undeniable proof of just how deeply the lovers love each other. And so began the time of the tattoos. Day by day, Jamie and her Prince Charles the Charming became aware of what was happening between them. It was actually the outpicturing of the covenant that they had already shared in their dreams. That was in the dream state many, many months before, on the blessed night that they met. Their love was more than skin deep, and so why not seal their covenant by embedding their covenants as ring tattoos on their sacred ring fingers? And so in their wisdom, and remembering how their love was rich, powerful, and overflowing, it was like ocean waves explosively crashing together in a sea of love, protected by a sacred compass that always knew true north. The compass might not have known where they were going, but always pointed them in the right direction no matter what, placed them on the right path. They designed their rain tattoos, crashing waves protected by a sacred compass. That which love hath rendered on their flesh would ne'er be taken away. The magic compass was brought us to this, and these two to this moment. Do you remember the magic covenant that the lovers dreamed that night as they met? It is the time now for them to declare their covenants to each other and to us. And you two might want to stand together and hold each other. I'll move you to the side. Here you go. Here you go, my darling. Charles, maybe you first.
I love you, Jamie. You are and always will be my best friend. Today I give myself to you. I promise to encourage and inspire you, to laugh with you, and to comfort you in times of sorrow and struggle. I promise to love you in good times and bad, when life seems easy and things seem hard, when our love is simple and dream is effortless. I promise to cherish you, and I will always have your back. I am yours, and you are mine, this day.
Charles, I promise to love you for who you are, to respect you, to stand by you, to be by your side.
please. We need Kleenexes up here. Water, please. I'm okay. I'll hold it in. Would you please hold your ring hands together, heart to heart? As long as fairy tales have existed, there always has been and must be the magic of all ingredients to ensure a happy ending. And that magic ingredient is belief. Dear ones, Charles and Jamie, I shall ask you a sacred question. And should you believe to be it true, the answer is always, I do believe. Jamie, do you, Jamie, believe in taking Charles as your husband, your partner in life and love, that you thereby promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, forsaking all others, and holding only unto him forever?
I do believe.
Charles, do you, Charles, believe in taking Jamie as your wife, your partner in life and love, that you thereby promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others, and holding only unto her forevermore?
I do believe.
Therefore, that which has been woven by magic, fortified by the light of day, and tested at its depths, is now and forever blessed as a holy union. And so, by the power vested in me by all that is sacred, I pronounce you man and wife.